Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We've made it through most of this week's roundup. Now it's going to keep on going with our final Marvel book for the week, Miracleman: The Silver Age, number 7. So, where we left off, young Miracleman, Dickie Dauntless, had confronted his past and been comforted by what he learned of his past by Metamaid. While also basically exploring Miracleman's world. So the issue begins with Miracleman looking for Dickie, but to no avail. Basically, as he puts it, more like they always just miss him. And then Miracleman appears on TV, taking over all of the channels, wanting to meet Miracleman in the Rose Red City half his oldest time. Meaning going to Petra and Jordan. And so, Miracleman goes. Metamaid's filming the entire thing. And so, Dickie and Miracleman talk. But Dickie first states that Miracleman clearly has plans in place for him, and asks what they are. And so, Miracleman states his choices are that he could either accept Miracleman's world, accept him, join the Pantheon. Secondly, take the same path that Caxton took when he chose to no longer be Mr. Master. The first volunteer to join a superhero enhancement program and the only one so far to leave. Dickie would then follow in Caxton's footsteps. Give up his miracle body, live a normal life as normal Dickie Dauntless, and live out a normal human lifespan. Or he chooses to die. The final option is the most difficult, but apparently Miracleman has retro-engineered the Gargunza hardware and do what he did, but better, seamlessly and forever. And Dickie would then go back into the Gargunza simulation. But and so Dickie points out that that's apparently the best that Miracleman has. Miracleman has no imagination. And he adds that the world sucks. And it sucks because it's a utopia. What fun is perfection? And he states that Miracleman needs someone to bounce against, someone to hold him to account. That's going to be Dickie. He's going to be Miracleman's adversary. Not now, but one day. He's going to be the opposition. This is Eden, he'll be the serpent. And Miracleman will say yes because Miracleman needs him. So we fast forward to the 11th of December 2003. Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Metamaid shows up in a bookshop. The printing she requested has been done. There's a few leaflets there. Also, a couple more theology books for Dickie came in. But she gets some food along the way. She heads over to see Dickie, who's apparently sitting under a tree. But the leaflets are basically to get everyone to show up. He hasn't spoken in a week. He's certainly just meditating. Miracleman sees him and is able to pinpoint that young Dickie is in Sydney, and his wife suggests that they just give him Australia. Doesn't mean anything. What can you do sitting under a tree? And then Monday, a man comes asking about Dickie. Opts to sit with him in Metamaid. Next day brings a friend. Then more people show up. And in about a week's time, the park is full of people, wondering if Dickie's going to talk to them today. Metamaid saying that she doesn't know if he will. We'll talk about that day, but he will one day. But Dickie continues to meditate, and it seems that the voice of the essence of Kid Miracleman is still inside him, begging to be let out. And that is where the series ends. And soon we'll be getting Miracleman: The Dark Age. When that's coming, I'm not entirely certain, but it's the follow-up to the Silver Age. This was a good series. I knew Miracleman by reputation as a book before this started. Part of that reputation also has to do with the legal troubles involved, but what I had read previously of what I had read about the various storylines was fairly interesting. Namely, the stuff from the '80s, generally speaking, which would generally be the Kid Miracleman story. But one of the big things with the legal troubles was the character's name. Originally, Miracleman was named Marvelman, but then Marvel said, "Hey, yeah, you can't call your character Marvelman." Much the same as they said, told Fawcett Comics, you can't call your guy Captain Marvel. You got to call him something else. And so, then there was additional issues, including a brief attempted a brief ownership of the character by Todd McFarlane that, as far as I know, went pretty much nowhere. I think a character that's supposed to be Miracleman appeared in a few issues of Spawn 10 or more years ago, but that was it. And then Marvel got the character, and probably got Neil Gaiman to write a follow-up to what had been written previously. Moving on, though, to our next book, and to the Distinguished Competition, we've got J. Garrick, The Flash, number 4. Where we left off, Jay's daughter Judy, the Boom, realized that she recognized Dr. Element, as did they managed to unmask him, and Jay realized he recognized him too. Dr. Hughes, the man who actually enabled Jay's super speed. So they got a lead on him. It's the original main Star Labs location. Talk to the director, who explains that he'd been waiting for someone to come asking about Hughes for some time, and figured to be the Flash. But Mr. Slate hands Jay and Judy the Professor Hughes' diary, which Jay reads, so apparently the day that Hughes got tenure, it seemed the Green Lantern burst upon the scene. And so Hughes became obsessed with basically making superhumans. Nothing seemed to work, at least not on lab animals. But then he thought about it, like these weren't supposed to be. This wasn't supposed to be for the benefit of animals, but rather for the benefit of people. And so he recruited Jay Garrick, utilized hard water. Then everything was in place, and apparently Hughes caused the accident, which made Jay Garrick the Flash. Took a blood sample, and then played the part of concerned mentor, even killing a doctor who noted the changes to Jay. Basically keep things quiet. Jay became a superhero, but Hughes continued to work in the shadows to try and make more superhumans. He was offered funding by Parsifal, a representative of interested foreign factions that wanted to bankroll experiments, Hughes' experiments. And so he operated as Dr. Element, fought the JSA, and then one day, during World War II, the boom showed up. With Hughes realizing that if they can even travel through time, well, that's something huge, and started to make some realizations about his work. Hit away, and eventually caused the accident, which caused Judy Garrick to gain her speed. Decided to test activating basically turning a regular human into a metahuman with Joan Garrick. The boom showed up when it saved her mother and then vanished. And apparently the Garricks seemingly completely forgot about Judy immediately. And so Hughes realized that he'd need more experiments, more subjects. And so basically co-founded Star Labs with Slate as a patsy, using Star Labs as the front. And Slate offers to give the Garricks the exact coordinates of where Hughes is, but the receptionist enters and says that Professor Hughes called and said that Slate's fired as her arm turns into a Gatling gun and she shoots him. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. Quite the, I have to say, that's a very, especially interesting retcon to the entire existence of Star Labs. Star Labs has long been the scientific community, DC's scientific community ally to superheroes, and to now retcon that they've actually been that secretly they were their original founder was basically using that as a means of gathering information on metahumans. Very interesting indeed. Definitely lead to the possibility of retconning numerous villains into having been Dr. Element's creations. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got... Wonder Woman number 6. So... Wonder Woman has been... as Amazons have been vilified and in the U.S. at the moment. Wonder Woman in particular has been singled out as she will not leave the country, and is then trying to figure out what happened. One of the soldiers that faced off against her was convinced by the Sovereign to take his own life. Blame Wonder Woman in a note, in his note. Meanwhile, Sarge Steele, at the behest of the Sovereign, is recruiting something of an army to take on Wonder Woman. Giganta, Circe, there's a few others: Silver Swan, Dr. Psycho, Angleman, believe it or not, Grail, and that appears to be the extent of their team. Meanwhile, it seems that Yara Flor, Donna Troy, Cassie Sandsmark have all opted to basically all intend to stand alongside Wonder Woman. Yara challenges, and so this is done as a challenge. First, Yara and Diana duel with arrows. They first fire one arrow at each other, then two, then three, then four, with the fourth arrow fired. The fourth volley of arrows fired by Wonder Woman. One of them hits Yara, and so Diana wins the contest. Next, Diana and Cassie. Cassie challenges Wonder Woman to an arm wrestling contest and loses. The basic idea being that by losing the challenges, they should then they basically swear to not get involved in what Wonder Woman's doing. We also learn bits of information about Cassie. Apparently, Cassie was never the princess kind of girl. Explaining, she's not saying she didn't like Pink or wouldn't see a movie and sing a song now and then. Whatever, that's fun. The whole idea of dressing up in dainty ribbons and bows and waiting around for some inbred dude to confess his love never did much for her. She liked to get outside, get in the mud, play dirty. So go until someone has to yell at you, to then go a little longer until they're yelling real loud. She wasn't waiting for anybody. When she met Diana, the way Diana carried herself, the way Diana said to the world, "I will not be ruled," then Cassie finally got it. Where all those other frilly girls saw the beauty in the dress and the hair and the tower and the song. And she became a princess girl. Then, meanwhile, Donna, her challenge is video game. Apparently, there's in the DC universe, there apparently is a 1v1 fighting game with the various DC superheroes. Donna picks Batman. Diana picks Superman. And Diana wins. So Donna has to swear not to help. But while the Sovereign has been recruiting his army, well, turns out that Cassie, Yara, and Donna, they don't like the idea of leaving Diana I was hanging down out to dry. And so, they're going to stand with her. Our backup story, focusing on Trinity, Superman, John Kent, and Batman, Damian Wayne, has the trio on Themyscira. They're racing kangaroos. Trinity shoots ahead. And it ends up hitting the barrier of the island. But they try to think of a name a name for them, and Trinity suggests Gen S. And so, the issue overall ends with Trinity, Superman, and Batman sitting in front of a monument to their parents, drinking ambrosia. I'm enjoying the Wonder Woman story, and the backup's also really neat. As apparently Trinity has been basically being kind of the narration device of the entire run so far, has been the Sovereign telling Trinity what happened. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, number 4, is that right? Yes. Where we left off, Godzilla had seemingly killed Superman, and Wonder Woman and Green Arrow had discovered Skull Island. So the issue begins, Batman telling Superman's body that they need Clark, and that he'll find a way to fix this. There's the devices at the fortress, however, they can't find a pulse. Batman insists that Superman's heart is bigger than all of theirs. He has a pulse. But Batman points out the missing Dreamstone is how the Titans showed up. Stolen by the Legion of Doom. Toyman. But Barry's going to start looking for Toyman, and Cyborg's already begun. They found a beacon drawing the monsters, and they're at the last known transmission point, but it's gone and no longer transmitting. On Skull Island, Supergirl and Kong are communicating while Green Arrow watches. But some of Skull Island's natives actually, no, not natives of Skull Island. Rather, League of Assassins show up, and Ollie has to deal with them. But Kong helps out. However, Ollie jumps onto a boat. Basically, it appears to be I would assume the League of Assassins boat brought them there. Lois arrives at the fortress. Found the ring in Clark's suit pocket and says yes. And tells him that he better get better because she really wants to wear it. But she says she's gonna stay by Clark's side, as Justice League apparently got a call from Aquaman. One of the Titans loose in the sea. But Lois begins looking over some of the footage to see Toyman with the Dreamstone. And makes a call, wanting, asking for the person she's talking to look for a red stone. Legion of Doom have gotten back together, are back together at their current base. Some of them appear to be rebelling against Lex, though. But Cheetah and Deathstroke are getting intel on what's happened in Metropolis. The beacon's signature has been successfully reproduced by LexCorp, and it does appear that Lex is building something. I would assume Mechagodzilla. The Atlantis, as I said, one of the Titans has either made seafall, and Aquaman, Aqualad, Mira are doing what they can to hold it off, and so Flash, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern join in. Then Godzilla shows up and seemingly takes it out and fights it. And so Aquaman, to deal with the threat of the Titans, releases the Kraken. Meanwhile, Ollie finds an odd skull on the boat, the League of Assassins boat. And that is where the issue ends. That's going to do it for now. This was a good issue. I'm guessing somehow Godzilla's atomic breath will end up reviving Superman is my guess. But yeah. Anyways, as I said, that'll do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.